Hey everyone, it's Wednesday, January 24th, 2018, and it's time to go to work on music. It's been a fantastic day. I'm in a really good place and excited for a productive session as usual. Um, I'm getting kind of deep into Gary Vaynerchuk's content these days, and I don't love and agree with every single thing he says, but certain things he says and talks about I think are just so bang on that it's hard to ignore. And I would recommend checking him out if you're interested in business and social media concepts, which is something I'm doing a lot of learning and discovery around right now as an artist, because I think it's important for my personal goals, and it's probably not important for everyone's personal goals. But if you're thinking about trying to make a living and making sales on the internet, a lot of the way that's happening right now is social media, and that's what drives a lot of the brand awareness and marketing of our current day. And I think Gary talks a lot about concepts that are very usable and very digestible quickly, which is a huge asset these days because a lot of times we just don't have a lot of time when we're scrolling through the news feed, or we just don't have a lot of attention bandwidth to really get into something unless it really captures us. So just something to think about. Let me know if you guys have any thoughts or questions on that. I'm always curious. But yeah, I've been getting into some of that stuff, and I think it's really, really valuable personally. So shout out to Gary Vee. Today I'm going to hit some online classes, update you guys with what I'm doing there. I'm going to probably do a little bit of review on the guitar front. I'm a little shorter on time than I thought I was going to be today, so I'm going to just improvise with my practice a little bit, change things up. I'm also feeling a little physically fatigued, so I may just do some review of some of the Vi Academy stuff instead of jumping on the instrument and playing. We'll see how I feel. Then I'm going to hit the production front. I'm going to do a little bit of editing on the first track of this record because there's just one section where the fill at the end of this part is really, really perfect, but then the groove section at the beginning is not as good as I think it could be. And I think what I might do is just splice two takes together, one with a really tight groove and then tack the fill on the end of that one. And I feel okay about those types of edits. It's kind of like a collage. Like if you're painting or something like that, it's recorded, pre-prepared digital music is just a different medium to me than live performance. I mean, I think they're in some ways just different art forms, which is kind of funny, but the way I think about it is like you're telling a similar or even the same story with the same song, but you're telling it in different ways, and you're being intentional about how people consume each medium, right? And a song in a recorded format, people have different expectations, and it's a different venue in which that gets recreated or consumed versus live performance that gets consumed in a different way, in my opinion. Now, maybe the argument can be made that they're the same, but that's just how I think about it, and that's very much in line with one of Gary's articles that he just published on LinkedIn, I think yesterday, called How to Tell a Story on Social Media, which I would strongly recommend reading. I think I'll just tweet it out right now so you can check today's date and find that if you want. But anyway, going to then continue on the production front and work on the vocals for the new song. Going to work on the guitar solo and finish the horn program for that new tune. I'm going to try to take a break from the drums today and just see how that goes. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Let me know if you have any thoughts or questions as always, and I'll update you guys in a few with what I accomplish. All right, overall positive first half of the session today. I did sort of spend some time just digging deeper on the social media front, just kind of reading a little more and doing a little bit more experiential research. And interestingly enough, when I got into my online classes, the next question for me to answer was, pick the social media platforms that you want to use and think about how you're going to get your message out on each individual one. And that dovetails nicely with what I was talking about at the beginning of the video. And in that article that I posted by Gary, he talks about making sure you understand the nuances of each platform, and that's something I can really educate myself on more, so that's a good next step for me. I spent a little bit of time doing some looking into that, but it's a big subject and it's going to take me some time to really wrap my head around it 100%. And I think what I really would like to do is have 10, 20, 30 minutes on a daily basis to just dig into that stuff and just keep my finger on the pulse, read an educational article, check out something on the experiential level, make an account on a new platform that's versioning, something like that, and just make sure that I pinpoint my outlets for information on those things, because one thing that's almost certainly for sure is change is going to keep happening on those platforms, and platforms are going to evolve. The way consumers use those platforms is going to evolve, and that life cycle is very fast compared to old forms of media. So in 12 months Facebook might end up being a totally different platform because of changes in the algorithm or changes in consumer behavior than it is now. I mean, probably not, but at the same time, like one tiny change, if we have billions of users, could really affect the way people use it and what they expect when they log in. So that was time well spent. It just wasn't something I had really blocked out for today, and I usually feel better if I've checked the boxes that I plan to do. So that's just something to think about for the future. Then I got in a quick guitar practice, which was fantastic. I did some more Vi Academy review, which was really, really great. And Steve Vai's thoughts on the mental game are just really, really interesting, and he's all about positivity and focusing on what you want and ignoring the self-critical thoughts that come up that say oh, you can't do that, you can't have that, that's impossible, or people will make fun of you, or what will other people say. And it's just a great reminder that that conversation in your mind is really important, and it's important to put focus on it and understand your self-talk and ask yourself, are you telling yourself you can have what you want, or are you denying yourself that opportunity mentally? Because the more you deny it mentally, the less likely it is that you're going to exercise those opportunities when they come up in real life. Now, not necessarily eliminate them, right? But it will make things more or less likely. It'll just open your mind up to different opportunities that you might not have seen before, which I think is really fascinating. Then I got in a quick guitar practice. I was feeling a little fatigued, so just kept it light, but more minor pentatonic work. That was fantastic and really fun and enjoyable. And then I was going to do some drum editing, but instead I just read a little bit from the Mixing Secrets book, as I typically do, and then sat down and just played a little bit, did a quick warm-up, and then started working on the verse section from the new tune that I was working on yesterday, and then just stopped when I was feeling complete, instead of pushing it hard like I did yesterday. I think that was the right move. I just wanted to get a little more physical activity in the first half of the section before I took my break. So yeah, I'm going to take a break, have some food, and update you guys on the latter half of the session in a few.
So I'm reaching as far as I can.
Okay, overall excellent second half of the session. First half of the day was a little soft. Second half of the session was just pretty much perfect as far as the energy, but not exhausting myself, and keeping a good balance and just kind of clipping through things. So I think I'm just getting better at doing that. I think I'm just kind of getting in the zone. The more I do it, the more I do it, the more I do it. It's just kind of getting in the flow. So that's the power of just showing up every day, I think, and just staying consistent, really, is you catch those waves sometimes, and just try to ride them as far as I can. So finished editing yesterday's video, uploaded that, got into the vocals on the new tune, and just worked on the second verse, second pre-chorus, second chorus, and I've been really hammering the first verse, first pre-chorus, first chorus for a while, and just figured I'd switch things up, try something different, and just kind of work the voice from another angle. And I actually got some pretty darn good takes. I'm really happy with where that is right now. I think they're definitely enough for guide takes. I don't know if they're enough for final takes, but I'll just keep chipping away at it and keep improving, and I've got time. So I'm really happy about that, and I got some good momentum from that, and then just jumped into editing the horn sections that I was fleshing out yesterday, and I'm really happy I just sort of ground it out yesterday. It was pure grind. just getting all the notes down, and I figured out the places where the rhythm was a little off and tightened things up, just moved things around a little bit, and I was pretty darn close with my transcription last night, which is pretty pretty great considering the state I was in while I was doing it. But just power of the grind again. And I was looking for these articulations in the Broadway Lights sound library because you can do a lot of different things with the horn sounds. And I realized that I didn't have the key switching system right, so I did some digging on that. That was a big breakthrough actually, because now I have access to all the different articulations for each horn, which is really exciting. So I can give the horn section a little more personality and even write a solo if I want to. I don't know if I'm if I'm going that far on this record, but we'll see. That was fantastic because it turned out that the way that I composed the horn section made a perfect melodic transition into the final chorus, which is in a different key than the bridge. And that's so nice when those things work out, man. Just serendipitous, it was really great. So that also gave me a lot of energy, and then I jumped into just making some sketches for the guitar solo on this song. The guitar solo, I wanted to have a very specific vibe and message, so I did a few different sketches, and I'll listen back tomorrow and just pull some ideas from each one, or maybe just pick one that I like the best, and then start learning, transcribing, and teaching myself that solo to get it tracked soon. So yeah, overall fantastic session. Again, just a lot of good momentum, a lot of positive ticking of boxes, and those are always the best sessions right there. So I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Hope you guys are out there grinding towards your goals, enjoying the process. That's what I'm out here doing. Just doing my best to enjoy it, have fun with it, and just kick serious butt every single day. Every single moment of every single day. So I'll see you guys tomorrow for more. Let me know if you have any thoughts, and I'm looking forward to it.